Hi. So I want to talk to someone today. Um, Someone who may be feeling really hopeless. Someone that could possibly be really sick or have a child or husband or a relative that is extremely sick and feel hopeless. I want to encourage you today. Um, Even though you feel sorrowful right now, and may feel there is no hope, I believe that there is always hope. Don't lose heart. I want to encourage you not to lose heart. And why do I say that? I was reading today the story of King Hezekiah, and I remembering that feeling hopeless, and it inspired me, it encouraged me, and I felt led to share this with you today. If you don't know the story King Hezekiah, you can check it out. It's Isaiah 38, chapter 38, verse 1, and just read all the way through. And basically, King Hezekiah has always served the Lord, and he just became really ill, really sick to death, I guess there was no hope for him. He was going to die. God sent one of his prophets to tell him, you're going to die. Isaiah, he sends and he says, you're going to die. Get your house in order, get everything prepared because you're getting ready to die. Now, when you get this word from God, of course, you're like, oh my, this is it. It's over. I am good. I need to get everything in order. I mean, when you hear from the doctor that you're in a stage 4 cancer, or this is it, go home and prepare yourself because you're not going to recover. I can just imagine how King Hezekiah felt. And after he told him that God said, put your house in order, you're going to die, King Hezekiah turned himself to the wall and began to pray. And I think this is the key for each of us. When King Hezekiah turned to the wall to pray, he reminded God, he says, God, remember, I've always served you. I've always followed you. I am your servant. And I really don't want to die. King Hezekiah, you could tell he really did not want to die. He began to weep, and he cried, and he cried, and he cried. And he reminded God of how he served him, and that he served him well. And God heard King Hezekiah. Now, one would say God doesn't change his mind, but that is such a perfect story, because God is so gracious that even when he's decreed, get your house in order, you are surely going to die. When you worship him and you go to him and you say, nothing of myself, but everything of you, who you are, and I've always served you. I've done my best to be the best servant I can for you. And I believe there is more to do. King Hezekiah says the dead can't worship you. The dead can't pray to you. The dead can't do anything because it's dead. I'm alive, and I can still worship you. He wrote this poem, or a song. He wrote it after he recovered. God heard King Hezekiah, and he saw his tears, and he sent the prophet back, and he told him, I will Mm. This story meant a lot to me because I held on to that story when I needed life. And I prayed that same prayer that King Hezekiah prayed. And God, in his faithfulness, sent the prophet to King Hezekiah, and he said, I will add 15 more years to your life. Because the dead can't praise God. The dead can't share of how good he is. He can't share his testimony because he's dead. And King Hezekiah reminded God of that. And God honored King Hezekiah and gave him 15 more years. I am going to encourage you today. It doesn't matter what you've heard, where it came from, because this word came from God. The doctor told you something. God will hear your cry. He will hear your prayer. Turn to him. Turn to God. He is so faithful. And I love the way he comforts us. I love the way he makes himself tangible to us. And I just, for the life of me, don't understand how people can be afraid to go to God. When you have an intimacy with him, there's no fear there. The fear that God talks about is reverence. The fear you have of being afraid to go to him and said, God, I'm angry. I'm upset. God can handle it. As a friend, if you came to me and you were upset with me, I could handle it. And I'd comfort you and I would apologize. Go to God with everything. Go to him, make him your best friend, talk to him, ask him any question. There are Christians who are afraid to ask God questions. He's your Father. He's most powerful. He's holy. He's to be reverenced. And at the same time, he's our Father who sings over us, who loves us, who says he is the apple. We are the apple of his eyes. Don't be afraid. Take everything to God. And it doesn't matter what the doctor says. You can go to God. Go to him in prayer. Go to him in just having a conversation. Go to him, just talk. He is there for us. He is faithful. He is just. And he's true. He truly is a good father and a friend and an amazing husband. He is an amazing husband. I experienced him for 2 years and he was always there. He is an amazing husband. You can trust him. He's a great healer. Oh, he is a great healer. I'm not a shouting person, but I can shout right now because of the testimony I have, the love and the experience I have with him. I could shout right now. Trust God. Go to him and ask him anything, request of him everything, and watch him work for you. I love you guys, and Christ loves you even more and desire to hear from you. Take it to him in prayer. May God bless you, and I will talk to you guys soon.